So I'm perusing Instagrams and I keep seeing ads for this. And this is Thursday dating, a singles event, a set of singles events. And the ad has changed since I first saw it, the visual on the ad, but it's the ad for the exact same thing that I first saw for this Thursday dating. And when you click on the book now, it takes you here to this website. And I guess Instagram doesn't know who I am because I ain't going to no singles event. Neither are hardly any other men in America these days. But maybe they are in Nashville, which makes me almost want to crash this scene and go just to check out the scene. But nah, even for that, even for the content and the skittles and giggles of it all, I can't do it. I'm really not interested. But I did want to check this out and discuss it. Yobachi 2007 with men's mind state and cultural reviews. We're going to get more into that dating event in specific, but first we're going to set the scene about the dating scene in Nashville and other aspects of the topic. Before we do that, like, subscribe, and notification bell coming through the door, and let's get into this some more.
For every 10 girls in Nashville, there are about 8 guys. These numbers are 2020 data, and it's for men to women ages 21 to 35 single. So you can imagine by 2025 how much that's actually changed based on how many people have moved here. And then if you know, the social circles here run so small, not to even take into consideration shared interests. So yeah, you're not wrong for thinking you don't have many options because you really don't as a girl. But my last video was just to shed light on that statistic. It's encouraging single guys from other places to move here so the girls do have more options. Debating
Men are not moving and packing up and uprooting their lives and moving to a city to date modern women. Women who told them not to approach them and that they chose the bear over the man. This is absurd. There's a lot of rural areas right outside of Nashville. Maybe you could take a short drive and go out there and meet the bear. Maybe there's better ratios of bear to women in Nashville, and you all could just have your preference. So that'll be a win-win for everyone, wouldn't it?
I've heard this so much about Nashville.
So we'll pause here and read what it says. Nashville is super fun, but best of luck with dating because so many guys only visit, and the ones who live there just take advantage of the party scene. So if you don't know, Nashville, especially our downtown's a real bustling downtown. It's different than most cities that have a dead downtown. You can just go out, you can just walk the downtown outside and even hear music from the clubs and bars that are right on Broadway from the street. It's like kind of a festive atmosphere, like every night of the week almost, probably except maybe Monday night. Maybe this time of year when it's getting colder, that kind of lessens during the weekdays, but through most of the year, Tuesday through Sunday, it's kind of popping a little something. And there's a major thing where a lot of bachelorette parties come here. It's like a bachelorette destination for bachelorette parties, and a lot of bachelor parties started to do the same as well. And they have these party buses and pedal taverns where you drink and get tours around the town and pedal through downtown. So that's the whole party scene she's talking about for the most part. Of course, they have a lot of music being used and other things throughout the city as well. Uh, so she say they're saying because of the party scene, and people being here from out of town, that's the reason why they're not getting dates. Yeah, okay. Let's listen to some more.
Much about Nashville that essentially dating is terrible there because everyone that you meet in a bar either doesn't live there or they're very much so in their party stages. But I can honestly say that this is not something that I put onto my pro and con list. Like, it was not a factor at all in me deciding on whether or not I wanted to move there. I think my mindset around dating over the past couple of months has honestly just been that the right person is going to come to me, and the more that I focus on myself, the more that that's true. A lot of you
The more that's a ridiculous kind of self-wishing, self-fulfillment prophecy type of thing where she's just going to manifest a man. She's going to work on herself. Notice what she isn't going to work with. She isn't going to work on finding out what men want or what men need. She isn't going to work on making sure that she is bringing value to a man's life so that a man would be interested in wanting to be with her. She isn't going to do anything that has to do with her having to actually do anything to get a man. She's just magically going to have a man come to her because she's working on herself. And of course, working on herself is not working on kind of like her mental mind state and becoming a better person, learning how to be a better partner to a man, how to take care of a man, or anything like that. I guarantee you, working on herself is doing stuff that women think is important for women's interest. As the kind of things we always hear from them. Let's hear just a little bit more. Then we'll move on with this.
You know that I very recently got out of a relationship, and it's not that I'm not ready to date. Like, I am very much so a relationship person and I like having a person, but I'm also not at a point in my life where I like need to be with a person. Not on dating apps. I don't plan to be on dating apps. The only dates that I've been on since being single have been from people who have reached out to me organically. So I think when it comes to the dating scene, specifically in Nashville, just like I have a lot of long distance friendships, honestly, like all of my best friends are long distance or are going to be long distance once I move. I really don't see dating as being confined to my physical location. I think the older that I get, the more that I travel and the more that I meet people in different cities, and also the busier that I get as I'm trying to grow my channels, grow the podcast, I would absolutely consider something long distance if the right opportunity came to me. I know that the person that I'm supposed to be with will find their way to me no matter what city I decide.
Listen, she doesn't have to do anything. She just exists, and magically Prince Charming is just going to appear and kiss her on the cheek, and then there's going to be stars like in the Disney princess movies, and there's going to be little birdies flying around and chirping, and she's just going to be found magically by some guy. She doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to consider where she lives. She doesn't have to change who she is. She doesn't have to know anything about men or care about what men need or want. None of that has to happen. She doesn't need anything. It's just a man's going to magically find her. The man she wants the most is just going to show up. So now let's go back to this dating program in Nashville. Thursday Green Light Bar X Thursday. All right, let's see. Okay, they just had this one last night, but they have a monthly. Let me see if I can go back through here and find that stuff again that shows like kind of the itinerary and what they do throughout the month. So let's see the pricing. At least the pricing it has parity. They're not asking men to spend more money than women to come get rejected by women. But I still don't know why you want to spend $12 for the early bird, $20 for general admission, and then $25 at the door. As I've said in previous videos, men rather keep their money in their pocket rather than spend money to go be rejected by women who just stand around and talk about how men aren't up to par, and they get to act like they're at the Roman Coliseum and thumbs up or thumbs you down and just stand there and, as the last chick said, not going to do anything towards making herself appealing to men. A man that she just deserves because she's exists is just going to show up. So here we can see the other events they're having throughout the month. This is the next one coming up on the 20th. This one on the 4th. They're different. They're at different locations, and maybe the design of the events are different. Let's look at one of them. I already looked at this one really quickly, so this will be. I already know this will be a good read here. So this is in the Gulch. That's a popular restaurant and kind of bar area right off of downtown in Nashville here. So that's kind of like the hot popping place the last 10 years or whatever. So then it talks about the actual event for the singles dating thing. So what's the night going to look like? We start at 7 p.m. with most people showing up between 7:45 and 8:30. Why would you tell people to show up late? Okay. When you arrive, you'll be welcomed by our Thursday host giving a name tag and a little icebreaker question. Fun. The host the hosts love getting people connected. So once you arrive, we will find a group or someone to match you with. After that, you'll just chat, mingle, mix, and flirt the night away. Clearly a woman wrote this, right? And this sounds very appealing to women. I'm predicting little male attendance, and if they are, It's just because these guys are some guys who think that this is a good way to find some women to smash. I forgot where it said. It said, "Oh, this is the part I like. Stop by on the 4th of December and get 60 plus singles all in one room." There's gonna be probably about 50 plus desperate single women and about 10 or 11 men there. That's my prediction about how that goes. But maybe they're doing a different thing where they're making sure they source enough men. They're actually getting men signed up, not just by putting it out there on the web, but they're actually going out recruiting men to make sure there are more. Maybe they're doing something like that since they have so many events going on. This is a company who does this in multiple cities, so maybe it's working for them. Uh, but I doubt it's actually working for the people who go, and particularly men. I doubt you're getting out of it what you would want to get out of it. And yeah, I wouldn't spend 6 pence on this type of thing, not to knock this particular business or whatever they're doing, but just in general, I wouldn't spend 6 pence on this. So we got one more video before we get out of here that I just found interesting. It's not Nashville specific, but it's to the subject matter of these type of events that women are constantly trying to set up and wondering why men aren't there. Though we keep telling them why we're not there, but let's tell them again. So let's check her out real quick, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
Man, or you know a black man, stop scrolling because I have a really, really important question. So y'all have probably seen there's a big influx in like community groups. There's kickball clubs and running clubs, and I just started a pickleball club.
What the hell is pickleball? Do black people do pickleball? Actually, I kind of know what it is, but I just in recent times I found out. I guess it's like it's like you play some kind of racquetball with the paddle indoors, some kind of paddle ball thing. I don't know. When did black people start doing this? Guess y'all been watching Friends on Netflix or something. You guys picking up on the other folks' cultural stuff. I don't know.
But anyway, there's all these clubs around like building community. But I notice every time I pull up, for the most part, it's like 70% women or more. And so my question for the men, and if you're a woman, you can forward this to a man so he can answer this for me. Why is this happening? Are y'all in y'all like no new friends era? Are we shy? Like what's going on?
Men don't have errors. Errors is a silly women's thing. Men just live our lives. What is happening is, for one, y'all chose the bear. There is your preference, and we heard you, and we accepted. That's one of the things that happened. Again, you all told us to leave you alone. Y'all don't need no man. So why do men need to come to women's events? We have already told you that we are not participating in third spaces. That's why the New York Times had to write a whole article about it and make a whole big hubbub about men not showing up and appearing. We did a video on that. We actually did a series of videos on that general topic, but here's the specific video on that article. Men, where have you gone? Please come back. Literally begging men to come back. But again, y'all chose the bear. We holding you to that. So that's part of it. And then here goes another part. One of those other videos kind of in the series of these sorts of things. That's the reason why men aren't coming back. I just scrolled past it a moment ago, so it made me think to put this on here. Why women are weary of the emotional labor of mansplaining, i.e., of man keeping. Why women are weary of the emotional labor of man keeping. This is women complaining that they have to engage emotionally with men in relationships at all. That they have to ever hear a man's problems or have discussions with him and share his burdens as you do in a relationship. But they're the ones who keep talking about emotional intelligence and men opening up to them. And then when men do, they call it emotional labor of man keeping and whine about it, and then wonder why men don't want to be around them. Why should men show up to these events to bother with the women when women keep telling us how dusty we are, how we're all the problem, how they're all afraid, how we're all going to grape them because that's what men are, and they rather meet a bear in the woods, but you want us to come to pickleball. Just go to the woods and see if the bear wants to play pickleball. Hibachi 2007. I'm out on this one. Subscribe, notification bell. all that sort of thing. But click the next video and watch 2 or 3 of my videos in a row so that the algorithm will surface my videos to your homepage as we put new ones out, because they don't put videos in the notification bell anymore. Thanks. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.